I've been rich, so until it levels out, I'ma take mama to the Marriott and took me so long to get it, gonna spread it out. Let them know all about me when I'm dead and gone. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. I'ma need all the fries you can give me, all the hot sauce, all the pie you can give me. Better be all in nothing, don't have me in the middle. You better be all you can, yeah. Super fly for the Dumbos, plenty slides like a shuffle. Hit the cadence on my young Isaac Hayes, Billy Ocean, about the old with the cane stick. Let my slippers at the function. It's hard to run the Gucci slides. That you said you didn't never. I'm a step no. Jackie Chan, no travel. Can't clean it with the beat. Dripping from the. No, Lord, not me. I can never be the one you wanna stuff for. Money, that machine. The Ferragamo store. R.I.P. the times that I was broke. After life in 9/11, folks. Matte black, liquor clean. Dead presses in and I'm a local. Cooking up canard. Waiting for the antidote. Running out of time. Patience thinner than a penny hoe.
Go ahead, empty your pockets. I don't do that. You might frisk me. You do what I tell you. Get over here. He's gonna get this.
One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling.
Victory, gold on my neck, Mr. T. Victory, zombie gang rapping that NYC. Victory, ice on my neck like a little weak. We run like a pair of cleats. It's on earth, but it's where I be.
Money over on my hands down. Here lies young getting paid, but never take a loss on my hands down. Only take a when I'm dead. Zombie gang 3 times on my hands down. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on a headstone. Too late, he already lived.
Imagine when you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream. Cause I never knew I'd get my chance to link up. Oh, I tell you all of this unusual to me. Swear I came from the bottom, flappers living, walking dead on. But your favorite rapper's name up on the headstone. Big for the cheese and you're dead wrong. Propaganda set the standards in the tear down.
Throw it back, yeah, I'm born to. It's dark, it's hustling me where I'm at. I'm living how I want now. No reasonable doubt, it's clear to see. All eyes on me, 400 degrees. Who am I? Ruthless, easy, does it. In public, hated or love it. The underdogs with liquor swabs. It was written in my diary, the start of war. I'm feeling infamous, immortal with my technique. A revolutionary shining with diamond teeth. Young Don Cartagena, excuse my demeanor. This the glamour life, you still not a player, you ain't half as nice. I'm born again, life after death. I made the sacrifice and super duper fly. Juicy, keep them hypnotized. I said my name is Juice, America's most. Ain't no half stepping, see you at the crossroads.
Money over on my hands down. Here lies young getting paid, but never take a loss on my hands down. Only take a when I'm dead. Zombie gang 3 times on my hands down. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the headstone. Too late, he already lived.
It was written in the children's story. Their life's a so what you want? Every day I struggle with it. Only God could tell me slipping. I'm infinitely big through the genesis. Dead presidents, drop a gem on them. On earth, these the last days. Throw your get money, quiet storm. Have a thoughts for the cream renegade. For the money, only green is the. I'm a player on the late night tips. So these see the prototype. Fingertips, reservoir dog, check the skull. Ignorant, can I live? Still film it, kiss to death, rep protect your neck. 3 boys in the Cadillac, grave digger, kiss to death, rep protect your neck. Shame on the 3 boys in the Cadillac, grave digger.
Money over on my hands down. Here lies young, getting paid, but never take a loss on my install. Only take a when I'm dead. I be gang 3 times on my install. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the install. Too late, you already dead. Right now I'm on the edge, so don't push me. Troublesome since 96. You a shook one, Reeves and know the ledge. I'm your, what's that? I smell. Let me count my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, run. Hi, my name is Dirk Cobain. Like a, here I go to the next episode. Ain't no damn this explosive Beast Coast. Yeah. The mother ride or die for my strictly for my survival of the fittest. That's the sound of the police. I'm in deep cover earth, skirt, lean back. Give me one more chance. They say Jesus walks and the devil wear Prada, but I'm so deaf. God can't tell me nothing. Right this on my death certificate. I gave you power. 21 questions like who? The warning. Watch them flashing like paparazzi. 2 words. Get money. Tonight's the night. Guess who's back on my block? Rather unique. Bucktown. This. On that quiet storm, T-O-N-Y, top of New York, with a pitchfork.
Look, I defeated my fears, soaked the towel in my tears. So ahead of my time, what comes next are all my oldest ideas. I'm wiser than my chin check y'all in y'all beard. I'm willing to father my peers, all of my peers for all of my years. Out in the field, take a look at my shoes. Never had a thought that it might lose. Considering the cost, had to give them my dues. Never got a talk to it like you. I've been feeling like a king for months. We eat all the rich cuisine for lunch. All these wishing he was done. Oh, you tried it, that's a piece of gum. Now, look at me, I'm the captain now. I'm recruiting this year. I be praying for y'all while I'm praying for y'all. Like a line abusing this deer. I hate a dude with no plans. Now I usually get near. Oh, I ex her man. Cause I'm the mutant in here. We look good, just show us with the camera. Years ago, I had to up my standards. Make your missus Alabama. Turn it to my only private. Swear like she don't got the answers. Who's the boss? I feel like Tony Danza. Walk up in there like I got the swag. Wakanda swagger, I'm the blackest panther. Wakanda, y'all are wasting your time. I spend it, but I ain't wasting a dime. Might do some favors, but I ain't breaking my spine. Your girl has been calling for days. I get in all different ways. That New Orleans parades. Yeah, we like, none of my people are patient. We live like we on a vacation. Get no invitation. Y'all all with it and y'all talk a lot, but y'all ain't got.
All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
All right, boys, here we go. Set, 180. Right, tag 53. Right, 54.
Watch the edge.
Ready.
Check 20.
Let's go. Come on, man. Pick it up.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, we are.
on second down. Here's Stafford. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Stafford. A bullet throw, but incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. He'll be dropped at the 30. A shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On second down, here's Barkley. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Back to throw, Lauletta to Barkley on the check down. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Mike's 4-2. Mike's
from the gun, here's Lauletta. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
On 1st and 10, Lauletta. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Check, 42's the mic.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Jim, 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 Jim.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Motion, reset, reset, reset.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
42.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
3rd and 1, Lauletta wants to throw, and he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, Lauletta. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
All right, boys, here we go.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Let me go set. Yellow 80. Yellow 80.
Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. He can, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze. It, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Gone! Here we go now. Blue 90.
Following the fumble recovery, Lauletta. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was looking for Parker that time, and it's 2nd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Leopard!
A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Lauletta into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 45. After the interception, here's Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Malik McDowell able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Set, lady!
4 down.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Got
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake it. Now Lauletta. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Here we go. 42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the delay of game penalty backs him up. It's now 2nd and 7. Lauletta, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Gun! Gun!
Tight end right. Watch tight. Tight end right. 4 down.
The shotgun snap to Lauletta. He finds Beckham complete. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Watch him now, Barney.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
4 down. Alert.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. Open space inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Hey, Mike's 42. Hold this.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Detroit! All right, now, Lucky 56.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Rosas good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And who's got it? The Giants. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
One thing that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, just a monster.
Absolute monster with a really high motor.
Now Saquon Barkley, and good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 9 yards on the gain there, and it's going to bring up a tough 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Oh, yeah!
Number 26 with the carry.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. The Giants on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Lauletta. And Ingram hauls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Detroit! Detroit! Back 99 Philly, here we go! 42. Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check 31, check 31.
Here's a give to Barkley. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Is that yours? Who's that? Woo! I know you feel that. Break. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Tight end right. 4 down, 4 down. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Here we go, D.
Lauletta looking to throw on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Detroit! 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 Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Here's Lauletta. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Joey Bosa. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep for the Lions, it's Golden Tate. And Detroit getting set to go now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Set. Lady.
On first down at Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Set. Lady. Ready.
Second and 10, Stafford again. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Set. Lady.
Mike 52, Mike 52. You got nothing today. You got nothing.
On first and 10, Stafford. Flush to his right. And some space here. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Three down.
You'll set. Lady.
From the 50 at Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up third down. The Lions on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. From the gun, Stafford. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. The final shot before the break, Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And the Giants ready to come out now. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Hey, we got 4.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
4 down.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That good for 19 and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
Lucky 56.
Mike. 26 Mike.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
The pitch goes to Barkley. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Gun! Leopard! Detroit!
26 Mike. 26 Mike. All right, T. All right, T.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Lauletta on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Detroit!
Now it's Lauletta. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Joey Bosa. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Set. Waiting. 53.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Ready? 20!
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Lions on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Set. 20! 11.
Out of the gun, Stafford. It's complete to Golden Tate. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Stafford here. Caught right side, Tate. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Set. Lady. White. Pick it up.
Stafford now to throw. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Double right. Hey. 4 down. Shit. Set. Lady.
Here's Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
He can run for it, and he will. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Now, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
4 down. All right, now, lucky 56. Gun.
And Lauletta just beating the play clock. He's got him in, complete. He got 29 yards that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Check 24, check 24. Watch twist, watch the twist. Watch twist, watch twist. Switch. Bang, bang.
Watch him now, Barney.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Again, it's Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Giants are in for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is now 14-10. Rosas now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Stafford now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter.
Tag 50 left.
Stafford on first down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To throw on second down is Stafford. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Here we go. Light. 40 got. 22. Set. 280. Zebra. Let's go. Hey,
From the red zone now, Stafford. Flushed out right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
To throw is Stafford. Steps away to his left. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's second and goal.
Go here.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Flush to his right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Off by Landon Collins. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an
Gun.
Check. Fresno.
On second down, here's Lauletta. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up to right around the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Giants on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap to Lauletta. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time. And I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Hey, tag 32. Tag 32. Seal that.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward. And get what he can.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Stafford, eluding the pressure right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And he's got some space here. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Following the fumble recovery, Lauletta. It's complete to Parker, left side. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Hey, 4 down.
A handoff, Barkley running left, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive, and when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Coming off play action, Lauletta. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. Stafford flushed out right. He completes it to Tate. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Hey, I'm coming.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hey. On me. 50's the mic. Light.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
All right, boys, here we go. Jumbo.
He's back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Tate, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, you ready? 250. 10. Hey, check. Mike 50. All day.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And now it's second down. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. And the Giants will kneel it here out of the victory formation. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes